Hey guys, Serpent X here. Hope you're having a good weekend on April 28th, Saturday. If you watched any of my past videos, you noticed that this power supply, you should have a blue light coming off of it from the stupid fan, but it doesn't. And that's because last night at 12 o'clock, my youngins heard the power supply make a nice sound, and it wasn't a car's blow-off valve. So right now, I'm only making $3.40 a day because the only two cards running is the Zotac 1070s. I do have another 1070 Founders Edition, but I took that off because I'm going to have to get to the power supply. And because of this cheapest mining rig setup, as you saw in one of my past videos, if not I'll link it at the end, it's just painter sticks kind of put together with some screws and plastic dip to prevent shorting, and some zip ties. So I just got to cut those two zip ties, take this whole rack off. I can leave the video cards on there, set it down, and then I can get to that power supply, which I already unhooked. And right now the 550, the Thermaltake 550 is powering the two 1070s, which that is not a reliable power supply. But I do have a new EVGA 850 watt BQ bronze that's going to replace that guy. But I'm thinking about putting this in my main system because I only have a Corsair 750 watt. That's probably about 3 years old. So here's my backup plan, and I will make a video completely separate on this next one. I got an HP 1200 watt server power supply coming in on Tuesday for this system. I already have the power cables for the breakout board, which is on its way as well. So I will be able to connect pretty much mostly anything on this using strictly 6-pin power cables. No Molex adapters, no SATA adapters. I might have a few in there, but not too much. So when that comes in, I'll make a separate video on that. For now, to get things back up and running, I'm going to put this new power supply. But before I do, this Zotac is currently hitting 72 degrees Celsius on a warm Florida day. Internal temperatures is around 78, and this 980 Ti can hit 71, 72 as well, but it likes to run cooler than the Zotac. And obviously because the cooler on the Zotac is a lot smaller, there's no copper piping. I'm pretty sure there's no copper in this one either, but it's a lot smaller, so it can't dissipate as much heat as quickly. So I got some Thermal Grizzly back there, Cryonaut. I'm going to apply it to the GPUs, and we'll see what the temps go down to. So hottest 72, hottest 71. We'll see what it looks like once I get everything up and running and mining. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. So you could tell a lot about a card and its previous owner. This card, I believe, was a refurbished card that MSI sent me because my MSI 980 Ti Golden Edition didn't, it died. So look at this. I have no idea what that is. That's not dust. It's almost as if somebody spilled something on it. But you could tell the big difference between a used card or refurbished versus a brand new card. So ultimately I'm going to clean all this up and then put new paste on it, and I'll show you some numbers. That will probably be the next part. But one more thing. So in there is the cooler. What is this? It's not connected to anything. It's aluminum or metal, but it's not cooling anything. So it's just for looks, to make you think the cooler goes all the way through, which obviously it doesn't because it's got a fan right there in the middle. So it's kind of pointless, but whatever. All right, I'll be back. I wanted to show you guys the results of everything. This is not the GPU that I should be on. So again, we worked on the Zotac 1060 and the 980 Ti. And let's see here, this is the 1070. We can tell just by the temperatures. The 1070s are always a lot cooler. That's the EVGA 1060 because it has dual. It got better fans or better cooling on it. Yeah, so that's the EVGA one. Here's the 98 Ti. Alright, so constantly this car was between 71 and 72 degrees Celsius. It's now at 66, 67, average of 67. The highest it got was 70. And certain algorithms will kind of push your video cards a little bit hotter. So that's actually almost a 3 to 4 degrees Celsius drop. And then moving down, I believe this is another 1070 up 59. Here's the other 1060. This is the Zotac. So again, the cooler on the Zotac is not really all that. You know, it's a small card, aluminum, whereas the EVGA 1060's got some copper heat pipes and all that good stuff in it. So Zotac's got copper and a decent surface area for the heat to dissipate, whereas the small Zotac 1060 does not. So basically, this guy is right at 68. We're mining Equihash, and its average is 69. I've been running this guy 24 hours now, and it did hit 71, which is only 1 degree cooler than where it would normally sit in the current ambient temperatures. I have not touched the AC or anything. I just left it alone. It's got its own programming and will run the same temps throughout the day. And so normally it would be sitting around 72, but it's sitting around 68. So about 4 to 3 degrees Celsius drop again as well. And all I did was clean it out. The Zotac thermal paste was perfectly fine. MSI, I don't know what the heck that was. That was a lot of thermal paste, and that was a mixture. There was some white thermal paste and some gray, and I don't know. Anyways, like I said, when I got this card, I had to turn in my MSI Golden Edition, which sucked because I don't know what happened to it. It just popped, shorted the computer. Thank goodness it didn't fry any other components. And that's the replacement I got. So maintaining your GPUs, you know, every now and then. You don't have to do it like every 6 months, but maybe once a year. I prefer to do it every 3 to 6 months myself, but you know, at least once a year. Take it apart, clean it out, you know, give it a good cleaning, add some fresh thermal paste, and you should be good to go. That card is lopsided. I need to fix that. So that is it for this video. I just wanted to show the change or reduction in temps just by a simple cleaning and some fresh thermal paste. Again, I use Thermo Grizzly Cryonaut. Do not use Conductonaut. If you're going to use Conductonaut to get the best absolute cooling you can get, you're going to want to use some protection on the traces and on the PCB, because if that Conductonaut touches one of those resistors or one of the traces or anything it shouldn't be, that thing is going to fry your video card. So be careful. Of course, always use you know, the correct tools. You can't use a regular Phillips head driver to take these cards apart. iFixit kit, you heard it all before. Those guys are good. So I got that toolkit for Christmas, and I've been using it ever since. And you should be up and running in no time. Flat, whatever. Anyways, take it apart, clean it out. If you want to use the toothbrush method like I did to clean out the PCB and around the MOSFETs and VRMs, then go ahead, make sure it's a soft bristle brush, and that will get rid of any of that, you know, really stuck on dust. And then fresh thermal paste, rubbing alcohol, the whole usual that you're familiar with if you haven't looked up on how to clean off your CPU and GPU. Hope this helps. Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.